Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. A'udhu billahi minash-shaytanir rajim. Bismillahir-rahmanir-rahim. Allahumma iftah alayna hikmatak wa anshur alayna rahmatak. Ya zal jalal wal ikram. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billahil aliyyil azim. Ve sallallahu ala Muhammedin ve ala alihi ve ashabihi ve etba'ihi ve sellem. Elhamdülillahi rabbil alamin. We have been studying the first verse, and a very important word which is used in the Quran as religion, deen in Arabic. So, but I think we spent only 2 weeks for the word deen, and now we have to spend another one maybe, or past 2, but we said that there is an essential difference between belief and what the word religion is concerned. Is an, I would say religion is a social, I'm hesitant, but let me use it, and if you don't agree, let me talk. Construction, social construction. It means in the personal level or at the social level. How are we going to put this belief into practice in terms of our practical life? So they are called in the religion, in our language, let's speak in English rather than Arabic, rituals. So as far as the followers or scholars of the Quran are concerned, they divide foundations of religion, if you like, of which is called Islam, which is not unique to the teachings of the Quran. As again, within the context of the Quran itself, Islam is used for anyone who submits himself to the truth in general. But the truth is represented, according to the, again, revelation, represented by the prophets with their revelations as they receive from the Creator. At least we can comfortably say that as they claim to receive from the Creator, and whoever follows this revelation or the news of the revelation or the content of the revelation, whatever it is, whoever follows and confirms it is called the one who submitted himself to, which is submitter. The translation of the word is, the person is called, you know that, Muslim, but the message is called Islam. So Islam has 2 perspectives in this case. It means, actually, according to the teachings of the Quran, in its entirety, makes religion. It means what is in its entirety. Its entirety, the word Islam includes in it. Definitely, the word Islam includes in it foundations of your understanding, your worldview, how you explain the world around you, your own existence, your own life expectations, the purpose of your life, purpose of the society, and the fundamental basis for the societal life or the personal life, which is based on your understanding or your conception, your perception of creation, including yourself. So this is called under the different title, which is called belief. But when it comes to practical side of it, ritualistic side of it, it is called Islam, the religion in a specific case. But religion is the umbrella word, as far as I understand. Din is the umbrella word. But why Islamic tradition, as the Islamic tradition means now presented through the Quran by the messenger who says this is from God, who is called Muhammad, everybody knows it. So this person says, this is what God revealed to me, and this is what this is, generally speaking, called Islam. It is a continuation of the previous messages that the prophets, they say, those people, those figures claim that they are prophets. They say this is what we received historically. It goes along with the human history. Of course, we know that the Quran talks. We mentioned about this matter. Quran talks to the people who are familiar with a certain culture. But this is a representative presentation, representative of the culture which claims to be originated by God's revelation or God's guidance. So it may be found in some other cultures. Most people claim that those I don't totally disagree with them. They may be true, maybe not, but partially, definitely seems to be true to me, at least partially. So those people, those traditions which are known as Far Eastern cultures, Buddhism, Hinduism, Zionism, blah, 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 I don't know them really, but what we hear, that they have sacred books, and also in the encounter of Muslim community with these people, they treated them as Zoroastrian was treated or has been treated by the Muslim administration as, who will tell me? Sorry? People of the book. Did you say? Yeah. People of the book. They treated them as the people of the book, although traditionally, in a narrower sense, the people of the book, the word people of the book is narrowed down to Judaism, Christianity, Islam, and an unknown name. Historically, no one really is sure what it refers to, which community, which tradition, which scripture. No, but they speculated. Of course, the scholars, city scholars, take it to the meaning, take this word to the meaning that anyone who says, I have a source, at least which is regarded by me as sacred. It means above human capacity, power, or how do you say, something to be accepted as the final authority to tell me what I should do, or how I should behave in this world, or which principles I should follow for my life. So they take this open-ended, ambiguous language used in the Quran. No one can really refer to any certain tradition, but they speculate. Of course, you have to. There's no other way. So, and extend it to any society they interact with, and they have some sort of sacred source for them above human capacity, to which human beings feel responsible for. Then they said this must be regarded as the people of the book. That's what historically happened. For example, Zoroastrians are not mentioned as the people of the book, but in practice, very early date that, for example, the Caliph Umar treated them as the people of the book, for example. So no one rejected it. It has been a practice since then. Then people, the Muslim population started interacting with the Hindus. Also, lots of scholars regarded that Hinduism is another branch of the people of the book. But the Quran doesn't say, look, I'm going to list you who are the people of the book. Gives examples. But strangely enough, three of the examples mentioned that the Jews, Christians, and Muslims are known or were known to the people, but they were the others were not known to the people. But the Quran says, another word, ambiguous word, no one knows what it really refers to, so that you can apply it to any people who deserve to be called as or treated as the people of the book. So that's not our today's subject. Today's subject is the principles, the foundations and articles of belief is different from the articles of Islam, which is practical side of religion. Strangely enough, there is a linkage between two. What is the linkage? How can you tie them up together? Iman and Islam, one of the pillars of belief, and another one of the pillars of Islam is interrelated. What is it? Let's start from Islam. It is much more well known. Say?
I said ihsan. Is it the interrelation between them?
So,
I didn't catch the word myself. What's the word?
Ihsan.
Ihsan?
Ihsan.
Yes, sir? No. It is not. I mean, it is another word, but not really a linkage. Linkage. We will see.
Belief in prophets?
Sorry.
Belief in prophets?
But very obvious one between Islam, articles of Islam, and articles of belief. Come on, who will tell me the articles of Islam?
The unity of one creator?
The first principle of Islam is
Shahada?
Shahada means testimony, giving testimony to your belief. It is, be careful here, it is not listed in the principles of belief. It is listed in some sort of practical side of religion of Islam under the title of the principles and pillars of Islam. But the first principle is directly related to belief, because testimony is not an action. It is something to do with your conviction, that you are convinced there is nothing in the world which can be the source of existence, which can deserve to be called with the title deity, quality deity, not the title, quality deity, yeah, divine being. But the one who is the source of existence of whole universe. That is one. Another thing is believing in the prophethood or the messengership of the person who brought this message to you. Which message the principle brought to us? Fundamentally? Sorry? Yeah, but the prophet brought to us the message, which includes in it all other religious traditions as well as Islamic principles. So it again ties the pillars of Islam, practical side of Islam, to pillars of belief. Got it? So although they are listed separately based on their this listing, they based on their list, they base this their listing on a famous tradition because everybody knows, every book mentions it, because this is the very fundamental frame of the teachings of Islam as they see it. And also they make it, reduce it to certain numbers only. So this is understood, is this, so that we cannot really separate belief from practical side of Islam rituals. Now, how about on, it is a little bit more difficult. It's not common at all. I wouldn't say less common, no. Not common at all. Very exceptional people mention about it. One pillar of belief in the list, very traditionally accepted list, refers to Islam as well, links the principles of Islam with principles of belief. It works both sides, not only from the principles of belief, principles of Islam, practical side of it, to belief, but also from belief to practical side of Islam. So it is exactly this, it has exactly the same equal value, which is based on belief system listed in the belief system, but equally practiced in Islam, the principles of Islam also, among principles of Islam also. I'm confusing the language. Do you follow me? So they are both of them equally valid. But Shahada, it means testimony. Testimony, testifying that there is nothing in the world that can create, so that I can really appreciate his favor to me. Nothing in the world. Right? It is interesting. Famous saying, I'm sure you all know it. Somebody, a famous physicist and also mathematician, said, give me a point of support, I will move the world from its already existing position. It is correct if we had it. If we had it.
In the
Yeah.
universe, right?
Sorry?
If we have it in the universe, then that would be correct.
So the word is that I can move the earth, but if only give me a support so that I can stand there and then move the table, for example, like this. But if I don't have any point of support, I cannot move even if I have the power, I cannot move the table. For example, he said, oh, it is valid for world as well, the globe of earth. But I think you are familiar with this information? No?
Archimedes.
Sorry?
Archimedes.
Are you telling me the name?
Yes, Archimedes. Archimedes.
I would translate it right if I knew who it was.
Right.
Archimedes?
Archimedes.
Archimedes, yeah.
Archimedes.
Archimedes. Archimedes. So, look, whatever it is, because they understood that in order to do anything, any change, not do anything, excuse me, in order to change anything in the world which is already existing order, it's very easy. You can destroy the order of the universe if only you had a point of support apart from universe. Yeah, because I am on the earth. I cannot move the earth if I don't have any external point of support for me. So it is valid for the solar system. It is valid for the galaxies. So if I say, I can say, because you know the order here, that is how the spacecrafts travel through the sky, or how is it called? Not sky, space. After the gravity, when there is no gravity, it goes with the same speed. Right? It means it doesn't have any extra energy. And it's very easy. Even an ant can move the earth if only there was. But we have to be very careful. There is no point of support apart from the universe itself, and we cannot do anything within the universe when we have no point of support within the universe, which means we have to be careful now, which means there is no point of support for the universe to have this already existing order within the universe. And for example, specifically the Quran mentions that everything is in need of a point of support, and the point of support is what? The one who established the universe, and which is not within the universe. Understood? Which is not within the universe. It means you have to think of a one who established the order of the universe without being subject to the order of the universe. It is the source of the order of the universe, and this is the point of support, which is very famous phrase in Islamic tradition, Noqtatul Istinad. The only Noqtatul Istinad, point of support, is the Creator. So when you understand this, this is the first principle, or the first requirement, or if you like, requirement maybe, to make testimony. You can say, rather than saying that there is no God but God, you can say there is no point of support for the universe within the universe. But since the universe exists, since it is subject to an order in their existence, so there must be a point of support for it to come into existence, to get into this already existing order. Otherwise, you cannot explain the existence of existent order, and everything subject to the order itself. We understand that order means really everything. Why? Order is the fundamental principles. We have to be careful here because, and that is interesting for me, but not very common, There's the fundamental principle that everything consists of its own qualities. So you cannot say that there is something here and the qualities attached to it. Do you understand that? Do you?
Like you cannot separate the createdness of something from the qualities that it
So createdness of something consists of what? Its qualities. Combination of its qualities. Combination of its qualities represent what? The order in which everything comes into existence. There is no separate two existent thing, which is called essence, which is called not the essence, but
Nature.
in Arabic, Arab. The qualities, but there's a word for it. I don't know. What was the word?
Characteristics.
Sorry?
Characteristics.
Sorry?
I was just repeating what was.
Yeah,
Characteristics.
yeah, but I mean, there's a technical word for it. Characteristics. It was characteristics. So there are not two things. For example, think about yourself. If you take what makes you a human being, take them out, what is left?
What do you mean take myself out?
No, all the characteristics of a human being, take them out, what is left? Nothing. So everything in the universe, although we experience them in the form of matter or something, in fact, nothing but the order, characteristics. Order is the characteristics of the things into existence. So if we are aware that, all the characteristics are nothing but the order itself. That is how we are, or how we exist. We don't have an independent existence and some characteristics attached to us.
You said.
I'm still thinking of the word.
Attributes.
Sorry?
Attributes.
Sorry?
Attributes.
No, not this word. It's a technical word. It is the common words they are here. You are not somehow educated in this topic. You wouldn't know. You are not expected to know. I'm not. I am expected to know, but I don't. It doesn't come. Okay, you go ahead. Forget about it. But you understood characteristics, whatever.
You said the qualities or the characteristics are the order itself. What do you mean? Like
Nothing. Order of coming into existence. That's it. No, for example, atom. Take an atom or a particle, but atom is somehow more commonly used. What makes an atom? All the characteristics of atom. Take it out. What is left? Nothing. That is why we have to know that as if still my mind is search engine is working there for this word. As if there is an entity, there is an essence, what we really see, and some qualities are given to it. If we think in this way, but I don't know anyone that knows this argument in the Islamic theology. The scholars argued about it for centuries. So what is the difference between God, the essence of God, and his attributes? Can we separate them? Look, what are you talking about? There is nothing existing apart from the characteristics, attributes. Of the creator, which as a creator has an independent thing, and that the things are attached to it, right? So if we understand that, we must and can only know the creator by his characteristics as reflected, manifested in this world. That's what you know. Nothing else. Don't think that there is something here and it has some other properties on it. So, but everything is like that, and like accumulation of all characteristics makes the things. So why is it so important when we say, I believe in God, as if there is something there apart from his manifested characteristic, the source of the manifested characteristics, right? So don't find yourself in a dualistic dilemma you cannot answer. You cannot solve your problems if you are really deeply thinking. So what is the essence of prayer, for example? What is the that's subject? What is the essence of fasting and giving alms to charity to needy or whatever, and going on the pilgrimage? And what is the essence of it?
Worship.
Only what, how you know. There is no, for example, let me tell you this, prayer. There is one prayer, and there are some requirements for this prayer external to it, attached to it. For example, can you think of any sort of form of worship? Okay, we get prayer without believing God, without believing angels, without believing something in the list. Can you think of any prayer devoid of belief in God, devoid of belief in angels, devoid of belief in the hereafter, eternal life? So and then one says, I am performing my worship, which is called prayer or fasting or believe in the hereafter, going on Hajj, etc. But one pillar of Islam, especially emphasized in Sunni tradition, one pillar of Islam is belief in divine determination, which is called qadr. What is this? Sorry?
I was going to say the order.
Yeah, ultimately the order, yeah. So qadr means following, submitting yourself to the order in which you are created as a human being. It means practicing your belief in God and acting accordingly, practicing your belief in angels, acting accordingly, practicing your belief in the hereafter, acting accordingly. This is why if there is no belief included in your life or action, your ritualistic practices are left with nothing. That's why believing God, qadr, ties up to the rituals. Do you understand the common ground there? But mostly they are regarded as two different, distinct lists of the responsibilities that we have. Why? Because we isolate traditionally, we isolate the ritualistic practice of Islam from its essence of belief. But if there is no essence of belief in a ritualistic prayer, it is not worship. What are you doing? It's not worshiping God, the Creator. Knowing that your life is going to be given to you eternally, infinitely. Knowing that everything is represented by the qualities of the Creator, which are manifested through the representation of angels. How do you see this world? Then what is this world? What is this world if they are not represented by conscious beings, ties them up to their source of existence? which are called angels. So if we don't see that this world is a temporary place, this creation of the world is a temporary place, whereas my existence comes from an eternal source. So the eternal source is eternally creator. Do you understand? Eternally life-giving, eternally merciful, eternally just. So I have to be conscious of this while I'm praying. So you cannot really isolate your practical life, we call it physical practices, from its foundations, which are requirements of the belief. Do you get this? So we have to know that essence of everything, if you like, is the principles of Islam, articles of Islam, is nothing but directly connected to belief. So you cannot separate it. But for practical reasons, scholars separated it and listed in this way, taking the advantage of the related hadith and establishing the legitimacy of it on this hadith. But what it means, when it comes to what it means, really, just because, the narration says the Prophet taught this to his companions, so it must be so. But in practical terms, it means not really much. Okay, Prophet said it. What is it? I don't know. What is it?
Which hadith is this?
Sorry?
Is this the one where the Prophet was talking to them about Islam and Iman? Or which hadith is this?
She's asking which hadith is this?
Well, this hadith of Jibril. It's very famous, Gabriel. So it's very famous. If you open a hadith book, the first hadith is this hadith of Jibril. And the second one's intention. Everybody knows that all people who go to Saudi Arabia, Jordan, or Morocco, or Egypt, they memorize this hadith first and become a sheikh. Okay. They don't know what it means. Usually, not of course with exceptions, but generally just accept it and imitate it. Just or imitate. Somebody wants to do this.
Oh, I was just gonna say, are you looking for the word accident? I read it.
Accidents. Yeah, where did you find it? Accidents, exactly. But accident is not the car accident in the street. Accidents, but the word is this. Something not essential, but happened to it. For example, car is running, another car comes and hits. This is called accident. Right? Because there is an object there, and another thing happened to the object. But in reality, it really goes on and occupies my mind lately. In reality, there is no car. I mean, yes, as far as the existence is concerned, there is no car, which is the essence is there, fixed. And some accidents, it means external qualities attached to it. If it was so, although the great scholars, I really appreciate them, argued about it, if it was so, whatever the essence represents in the minds of the people must be eternal. And then the accident is given to the creator, by the creator, to that essence, and the matter becomes, I don't know whether they realized that time, it was way more than 1,000 years ago. Now everything finished. Now no one thinks about it. So, because they have many other things to be concerned with, we have no time for this kind of things, learning this kind of things. So, if we accept this division, and then essence is a separate entity, accidents are another separate entity, other separate entities, then essence is given to a permanent thing attached to it. It means God, the creator, must have reflected its qualities on the already existing essence. What does it mean?
Otherwise it can't be eternal.
Sorry?
Otherwise it can't be eternal.
Yeah. So it must be before, existing before the order applied to it. Applied. The order is applied to this essence. This must be new for you. Yeah?
Yeah.
But we have to understand that when we speak about the creator, his attributes and attributes manifested on earth, is an earth here, independently existing, and God is a mirror example. For example, mirror is there reflecting the light. For example, so mirror exists before light is reflected in it. What does it mean? How do you explain the existence of the mirror itself? It just makes the problem. It just makes the problem complicated at all and justifies those people's claim that matter is eternal, which it doesn't answer the human question again. What is the source of existence of matter? With this problem, this duality problem comes from our presentation of belief. Because we don't know, we are not really aware of what we are talking about. So we cannot really challenge any stupid materialist philosophy, any stupid, again, I'm saying stupid, but really it's stupid. That's why, not an insult word. It's a really stupid materialist philosophy, materialist interpretation of biology, scientists, they call it in biology, chemistry, whatever, physics, whatever it is. Because when you argue about things are developing, how the things are developing, they accept at least one atom. Yeah, lately accepted Big Bang theory based on one atom. Yeah, if you accept that one atom exists, all the later developed qualities are attached to this atom. And then believing God is baseless. It becomes baseless. Why? Because you accepted an essence which existed prior to the qualities attached to it. Oh, do you understand the logical inconsistency? So, does it explain the existence of the first matter which acquired the quality? No, quality according to our perception. So, as Muslim theologians, including Greek theologians, you should know that this essence and accidents, division, it comes from Greek society, Greek philosophy, transferred into Muslim society, Muslim philosophy, and Muslims, if you like, Islamicized it with adding some words. Instead of matter is eternal, they said matter is created by God. But doesn't show that the same problem is still there.
I was going to say exactly what you said, certain Muslim scholars said, but I guess just because the idea of matter existing or matter created and qualities attached to it doesn't mean that the matter must exist
prior to it.
Not just prior to the qualities being attached, but before the source itself. Like
no, not the source, because no one accepts the source in philosophy. Now, in also materialistic interpretation of. So what they say, even you say, the qualities of the matter developed in the course of time by following a certain, they call it a quote-unquote evolution, throughout millions of trillions of years, doesn't matter really, but something is there. That is why just how they justify giving the eternity to matter itself, because matter is the essence. Qualities are attached to it. This, if you like, dualistic, not irrational dualistic, is presented by the people who claim that they believe in God. So they say, okay, well, the first atom was created, was there, exploded, however it happens. All the qualities attached to it, maybe by God, I don't care, because prior to the manifestations of the qualities on that atom existed. You see? So who takes the priority? God or the essence or atom? Which one? So it is a problematic thing. But think about it, if you like.
I know we've talked about this in the past. I've struggled with this idea of like the thing being the quality itself. I guess to refresh your memory, we once talked about like how one can say, you know, if I'm experiencing beauty in a flower, I can say, you know, the flower is beautiful, but I can't say flower is beauty. Like the quality of beauty exists. I can only experience it because I can experience the flower, but it isn't the flower itself.
No, let's put it in this way. All the qualities, not only beauty is one aspect of it that we see. All the qualities that we observe and experience on the flower, if you take all the qualities, okay, all the qualities that, for example, whatever the qualities has qualities says there, take it, what is left?
I guess at a microscopic level, you're not even left with the matter.
Anything.
Yeah.
We are left with them. For example, if materialist philosophy is based on the really fundamental, serious philosophers, base their argumentations on the eternity of matter. But if you think about it, if the first atom exists, what does it mean? It existed with certain qualities. So what exists, even go back to one atom, what exists is nothing but the qualities which, if you like, makes that one atom an atom. Do you get it? Makes that one atom an atom. If you take the qualities of that atom, for example, it exploded. It means being able to explode is a quality. So it started scattering everywhere and tried turning. Scattering everywhere is a quality. Turning is a quality. Yep. Quality. And whatever you think of it, there's nothing left. So what we understand, what we observe, and again, the Muslim thinkers, serious ones, not the spiritual ones, serious ones, think what we see in this world is nothing but the qualities of its creator. Do you get it? The Quranic language says everything in the world declares, glorifies by manifesting the qualities of its creator on itself. It means the word is nothing but the manifestation of the qualities of the creator. It's a very famous, all the words which includes in it sabbaha. The function of the angels are based on this concept. They represent the tasbih. They really like the meaning of the book. We give this example. If you take the meaning of the book, what is left is a book. It's a created thing. We can say empty papers. But what is left? Can you call anything a book with no meaning? Yeah, maybe in very lately postmodern philosophy you may, but otherwise, it's stupid. But otherwise, what makes a book? Meaning, it transfers to us. It's an example. No, it is. You can say no, the meaning is there, but it's the paper is there. But it's an example, just an analogy. So the analogy must be understood, taken in this way. If there's no meaning, there's no book. It doesn't mean the paper, but paper is not a book. It is a paper. So we understand that if we take the qualities manifested in the universe or in the universe away, what is left? Nothing. So you cannot say that matter is eternal. It's obvious. Okay, work on it. Work on it and maybe listen to it again. It's a very essential subject that not many people talk about.
If we take the same approach,
Yeah.
And I know this might be speculative, but apply it to the source itself, and say the source is all these qualities, like right?
Yeah.
Then
That's what we said actually earlier on, but may have an objection. Open to objections, anyone challenging.
so, with that being said, isn't everything essentially the source? Like
Not is source. Look, source is eternal, but the manifestation is subject to continuous change and development. It means, for example, look at the mirror now. We are aware that there is no manifested in the mirror and also a mirror. So this is just an analogy within the conditions of this world, all right? So let's say you are looking at the mirror. Do you experience light? Do you experience heat? Do you experience color? Right? And okay, now you experience all this, all right? The source of the light, heat, color, an example, just an analogy. What is this? Do you think you can say the sun is the mirror? Which analogy, not the matter of the glass side of the mirror. No, sun is the mirror. No, sun has its own independent existence, and reflection has another existence, independent existence. That was a good point. Now it helped me. So independent existence, but it doesn't mean that they are of the same nature. Manifestation is different from, because the source by definition must be eternal, but what we see the manifestations only temporarily and continuously changing and constantly changing, temporarily existing, right? So even, let's say, our mirror is broken. Did something happen to the sun? No. So manifestation may change, but the source is eternal and, how do you say, constant, self-existent in this sense. We call it absolute. That's why we always refer to this word absolute. All the qualities of the source of existence of this word must be absolute. I hope you didn't feel that you are in a philosophy class. No, that is the essence of your belief if you are aware of it. If you are not aware of it, your belief is okay. I'm just saying you are deniers. No, you don't deny. But no base. That's why you cannot argue really against your inner tendency to think of the opposite of everything, which is called ego. Now, ego represents what? In the Quran, Quranic Islamic tradition, which is called Satan. Satan in you. What I don't know, I have seen on Satan, I see only my body and clothes. So, and my qualities are with me. But this is represented in the language of the Quran, the satanic side of human beings, which is practiced by human free will. Here are the glasses. My glasses are here. I can easily deny that there is no glass existing on the table. But you know that on a very simple matter, very simple actually, logically, where we can understand. My denial doesn't make the reality change. Nah. So glass is there or not, whether I accept it or not, I deny it or not. We will talk about this matter in the following, after, inshallah, God willing, finish this chapter. In the following chapter is the chapter Kafirun. So the deniers. We will talk about this, the nature of human being, why we are given this ability to deny the reality, what the essence of reality is, these kind of things we will talk. But I hope you don't get bored of these fundamental matters brought on the table almost every time we meet here. But these are essential matters. If we have to think about it, we have to take belief matters extremely seriously. Otherwise, we just follow neither religion, we will come to this point now, nor belief, essence of belief. It means neither belief nor rituals, Islamic rituals. It means in terms of Islam, in terms of the Quranic terminology, Quran and amal, rituals. Both are combined. But traditionally, for practical purposes, they are divided into two categories. In essence, you cannot divide them. We have to know as well. You cannot take your belief from practicing it in terms, in the conditions of this world. For example, not only prayer, for example, believe in the divine determining. No, if you don't see that something happened in this world, it is nothing but determined by the Creator as it manifested. For example, whatever you see in the mirror reflecting as light, nothing but originated from the sun. Got it? Originated from the sun. So if it is not originated from the sun, there would be no light reflecting in the mirror. So belief represented here as the sun, and practical side of Islam is represented here as the reflected light of the sun in the mirror. So mirror is your prayer. Sun's reflecting in the mirror, its qualities are prayer, so to believe. Do you understand the combination of it? You cannot divorce it. You cannot really, not practically. You cannot really categorize into two. The pillars of Islam, pillars of belief, is not essentially valid. Essentially valid. So, come the word deen in the Quranic language. That's what our problem is. Have you considered the one who denies religion? The religion provided by you, under the guidance of the Creator, not religion in the sociological sense, when everything is religion in sociology and anthropology. Now, here, the Quranic language says religion is the combination of the presented form in the Islamic tradition, combination of belief and rituals, physical practice. So, physical practice of belief starts with what? Belief in Qadar. Right? Everything gets its special form in your practical physical Miqdar, it is in Arabic, it's very important. Miqdar means measurement. Now, it's very important to know that qadar means essentially specifying the mirror, the miqdar, the proportions or the measurement. Measurement of this, do this. For example, stand up, bow down, prostrate. Do you see what I mean? These are the forms, right? These are the forms. But this is the form will or is expected to be practiced with the condition that the form that I am, my body, together with my body, my consciousness, practicing it, all of them are given by the source of my existence. That is why we need to put it in terms of our life conditions, which we don't have on the brain, or not the brain. We don't have only the power to think, power to see, the power of sight, power of hearing, power of thinking, reflecting, reasoning, all this power of smelling, I don't know, power of feelings, the different feelings, yeah. We don't, all the things we are expressing experiencing what's completely wrong word, experiencing within the conditions of this order of the universe. Now, the order of the universe means everything. So that's why we went into this detailed background information, but not really only information. It is the essential knowledge, really. Information is nothing. So essential knowledge. So if this realization is not perceived, understood, what happens? You say, I am a believer, I performed prayer, and I deserve reward. I did it. You see? You see, the duality is entering there. I am here as an essence, and the action I did is accident, acquired by me. An independent declaration of an independent existence from the Creator. That is your action. That is satanic. It means has no reality. Satanic means has no reality. Denying the reality is doesn't exist. In reality, what I claim, what glasses are here, and I say there is no glass on the table, which means doesn't have any existence. Because glasses are here. Such a phenomenon that I claim doesn't exist. It means denial is nothing but denying the reality of existence. So when you say, I am here, I performed prayer, or I fasted, and some qualities I acquired independent of the source of existence of my own being and action. That's why the Quran says what? Come on, I don't like quoting the Arabic word. Allah khalaqakum bima ta'amalun. God created you and what you have done, what you have been doing, your deeds. Got it? So, what are we doing then if we attribute it? What we have to bear in mind, although seemingly looks as if it is not related to belief in divine determining, but essentially it is. So whatever we do, you can easily say, that is what my Creator measured and allotted to my existence. If I don't do it, I didn't let God's measurement to be allotted in my being. It means I declared my independent existence. I can pray, I cannot pray. It means I am the subject of decision for my existence. Oh, what a big claim. So why the Islamic principles, which are rituals, looks or are presented to us as if external to our reality? It means I am here, somebody comes there, religion comes out there and say you have to do it. External. I am here, religion comes and loads on my shoulders the responsibility of practicing some rituals. Do you see the foundations are totally imaginary? That I am here and the religion will give my existence. Within my existence, whatever happens, the source of existence of this is the creator. What is my duty? Not to deny it, not to ignore it. Not to ignore it. It means, oh, in my reality, there is no notion of praying, there is no notion of physical actions, rituals. Because I am here, those rituals are external to me, loaded on me, externally. So that's why we have to realize that belief and, as we call it, practical side of Islam, religion, are combined, and altogether the umbrella word for it, iman, belief, and Islam is umbrella word, deen, in the language of the Quran, which is called religion. If you are aware of it, it needs some deliberations on it. It may be, for some of you, new concepts, these kind of things. They're not new concepts. I didn't invent them. I'm copy-pasting from here and there. So, but it is there. But unfortunately, it is not in the air, which is presented to us in the form of religion. You haven't. I challenge you. You've never heard this before. Why? It's not in the air. It is the foundation of religion. If you don't understand this, you lost your life. Yeah. There is a story. Let's have a break and then go to the following verses. There was a scholar, very, very famous calligrapher. Went on a boat, and small boat, crossing the famous Bosphorus, Istanbul Bosphorus. Okay, maybe Suez Canal. Now, crossing it. Okay. And the person said, I think this one. Yeah. The scholar told him, do you know how to pronounce ayin in Arabic? For example, I'm making up this side of the story. The boat, the one who, how do you say, rides the boat, whatever the word is used for riding the boat, let's call it riding. Rides the boat, he says, no. If you don't know how to pronounce the letters of the Quran, half of your life is gone for nothing. Come on, you have to learn it. Okay, and then story, of course, not. Storm started, and the boat started going up and down and about to drown. The one who drives the boat said, do you know how to swim? The scholar said, no. Okay, you have lost all your life. I have lost half of my life. That is what only, because I didn't know how to pronounce the vocabulary of the language of the Quran or Arabic language. So that you have lost. So if we don't realize this kind of things, our whole life is wasted and gone in ignorance. That's why it's crucial. So when we say deen, religion, what's your religion? Islam. Mashallah. You see, I'm not saying you are not a Muslim, or it's an identity. It's an identity. Well, a Muslim is an identity. So most of based on politically or politically defined or administratively defined or demographically defined. It was, I was born in a community which called themselves Muslims or Christians or Jews or Buddhists. Yeah, but it's not your real identity. That's just a passport or ID card. That's valid there. It's written there, Muslim. That's it. But in fact, are you the follower of the religion of God? They said the way of God. Okay, the way of God, religion, the way of life. Okay, are you following the way of life, which is the equivalent or the translation of religion in Islamic tradition, in the Quran? Okay, but what deen is combination of belief and action. You cannot separate in your whole life. But be careful. Belief in Qadr is the foundation of everything. Believe in the divine determining. Why? The whole order of the universe, the order in your existence is because determined by the manifestations of the creator of the world. The qualities of the manifestations of the qualities of the creator of the world. Your own existence. So we have to understand that we don't have an independent existence, independent from the measurement decided by the source of existence of the universe. Right? Do you understand that? I think at the end it is understood, inshallah. But essential subject, I said we have to talk about. Okay. The following verse, shall I pass? We have 15 minutes. So, max, 15 minutes. Remind me, all of you, 15 minutes. Because some of us want to pray, so Maghrib, so before the time is over. Okay. Murad, what is the second verse in original language of the Quran? The translation by someone, translation of the word?
You can ask the guest.
Somebody? She'll say welcome and hear your voice so that your wife will hear it, your daughter will hear it. Okay.
So, such as the one who treats the orphan with harshness.
Okay. It is easy. Why it is easy? Not because of the term. Yadu treats the orphan with harshness. Go away. Yeah? Good. You are nothing. You are not important for me. In my life, you have no really place. Okay. These are technical Arabic words, but doesn't touch really the essence of the message. Okay, they add something to it, but the essence of the message. I'm using this essence not in combination with essence and accident. No, just essence. So the problem, or not the problem, really, the pillar word in this verse is yatim, which is orphan. So those people who almost continuously join our alakas, they know what orphan is in the Quran terms. Orphan. Who's orphan? Would you like anyone to put himself or herself on test? What is orphan? Who's orphan? You will copy paste it. No. Who's orphan? So, okay, you will copy paste as well. Who is orphan? The newcomers, new attendants. What do you understand from orphan? Come on, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Ustad, go ahead. Ustad, go ahead. Any suggestion? Orphan?
Someone who's the father.
Yeah, that is orphan, huh? Okay. Is your father and mother, are they alive?
My dad.
Okay, you are half orphan? Yeah. Because half orphan, your father passed away. So before he passed away, Rahmanullah, was he taking care of your life? Yeah. You see? But witness carefully. I'm not putting you on a shame or something inferior position and blaming, because this is the general culture, right? Let's say somebody's father and mother passed away, they don't have any. Now we can go back to the previous part of the discussion, any point of support. But after growing up, did you get all your points of support for your life from your parents? Not only you now, I'm not being personal, by the way. Now, you are brave enough. Thank you. I appreciate your bravery. This call. Yeah, thank you. Okay. So that is the definition what we understood, and reduce the Quran to nothing. Really, Quran becomes a trash book if you reduce the meaning to this, because there are many orphans richer than I am. And even if my father and mother was there, they were not the point of support of my existence, my life, my cells in my body. Every cell perfectly works in harmony with the others. How many cells are there in your body? 100 trillion. They were perfect. Do you think mother and father are taking care of them? How to work in harmony? Let alone their existence. Now, who arranged this measurement? Qadar. Who arranged this measurement? Your father? Your mother? No, I'm sorry, my eye goes there, but your mother, my mother. You see? Who arranges it? None of them. They need to be arranged. They need to be given. So, go back. Remember the beginning of this discussion today. What is the point of support for the existence of anything? Come on, this is just a revision of what we have told. Sorry? Sorry? No. Oh, within the universe. Do you have a point that you can stand on it, for example, on gravity or something, that move the table, we said? Can you? So somebody said there is no point of support within the universe. But universe keeps its order. How? There is no support within it. How does it? So who has the point of support of any of his qualities within the universe, including father and mother? Every one of us is orphan. No point of support. Every single atom is an orphan. No point of support. So they need their right. The Quran says, watch out for their right. Don't transgress the right of the orphans. What is their right? What do they do? Everything in the universe, what do they do? Their fundamental function in the universe is to manifest the qualities manifested in them of the Creator. If someone says, no, you are not manifesting the Creator's qualities in you, but you yourself doing some good actions, by yourself or accidentally in this way, what are we doing? Transgressing the right of the orphans. So, who really treats the orphan with harshness? Atom is not important, right? So these three is not important. They don't have no function. It's not my business at all. And chase them away. Don't appreciate the duty they perform. Their duties is what? Manifest the qualities of their creator. So don't say that, come on. For example, the mirror, but you know that the mirror is an example in the form of an parable or whatever you call them, the metaphor, right? But take the metaphor as metaphor, all right? Not a real example, really representing the reality, but as an example, makes the subject accessible to you to understand and grasp in a physical form. So if the light is denied by the person who benefits the light reflected in the mirror, denied and said that, no, you are a glass, come on, and you have no light, what happens? It means you are not a mirror. Oh, you are not a mirror. Or if you say the light manifested in the mirror is nothing but from the mirror, it means the person denied the source of the light manifested in the mirror and attributed to the mirror to be the source of existence of the mirror, etc. No, I am not the source. Come on, look at me. You are insulting me. I am reflecting. Any attitude which denies the reality of anything is transgressing the right of orphan. Nothing to do with a person whose father and mother died, passed away at all.
Well, it does sort of.
Sorry?
It does sort of have something to do with it because that, I mean, no one can disagree that if you see someone transgressing against a helpless orphan, that you are a horrible person.
Well, but essentially goes back to the belief foundations of it. It means if the mirror is there, I understand you, of course.
Let me complete my point.
Okay.
I mean, I think just the choice, the Quranic choice of words, right? Calling it an orphan puts that image in your mind and just how horrible an action it is for you that needs support, claim that you don't need it outside your own self. As bad as someone transgressing the rights of an orphan that's helpless, right? So that image just it just amplifies just how bad of a thing it is for you to think like that.
Now, this understanding is the result of the reduction made to the Quranic concepts within only community or societal interactions. But the Quranic concepts are not there to teach us how to establish the rules of the society according to your own understanding, but it says you have to establish the rules of the society according to the way that I teach you what is the essence of the word is, which is belief. So if I say the tree, okay, I can kill you. You are just wood, man. Yes? Don't acknowledge that it is doing a duty and approve it is duty. It means it is equally same, it not the much more than treating the treaty with an insulting its function, and also treating a person who has no defender. For example, your daughter is an orphan in your hand. You can treat her any way you want. For example, you can claim that, look, your daughter, inshallah you don't, you are aware of it. When she grows up, yo, I am your father. I looked after you for 10, 20 years. You have to obey me now. What happened? Everything is attributed to your or to my, let me put it in this way, to my satanic feelings, which is based on no reality whatsoever. That's why we claim the ownership of our ownership over our children, because I looked after you. But in fact, what you did just reflected the qualities manifested in you. It doesn't belong to you. Manifested light in the mirror does never belong to the mirror. Never. So we have to take care of everything, but in practical life, you are saying, that is why the problem is, something wrong. The problem is reducing the vocabulary of the Quran to outside of the purposes of the Quran, taking it outside of the purposes of the teachings of my Creator. My Creator teaches me what He says. I am teaching you what you do not know. Right? What we are not aware of it, if there was no revelation, there was no guidance from my Creator to the essence of this, the essence of the world, universe I'm living in, I would never, ever think about it even. There is something interesting here. How can I make sense of its existence? Just I say, oh, that's how I found myself here. So the Quran comes to me essentially to teach the foundations of religion. That's what we have been studying today. As a result of understanding of your own religion, you and I must be extremely careful not to attribute any action to anything. We have to treat everyone as an orphan and give the due right to everything. So use your feelings in the name of the Creator of your feelings and apply it to, for example, the way we are created. That your daughter, I know your daughter, you take care of it carefully. So your daughter is given to you to be treated as an orphan. Your father is alive, mother, Asma is alive, I know that. So as an orphan in your hand, so do not impose yourself, the qualities manifested in you, on her. Treated her as another object that is given to you under your protection by the same Creator in the name of the Creator. So do you know that the orphan is not the one whose father and mother died? Orphan is the one under the protection of the father and mother, who is orphan in the hands of the father and mother. They should not abuse him. You know lots of things we may impose ourselves, we may claim what we have done to them. So we have to be careful. In order to be conscious of this reality, we have to understand the Quranic concept of the Quran, what? Eternal speech to teach me the essence of my life, essentials in my practical life. That's why we started all the subject with combination of belief principles and Islam, which is a practical side of the teaching of the Quran. Principles together they cannot be separated from each other. So in any case, you cannot treat this table as you like. You can treat this table for the purpose of its existence. Now, I'm sorry, I am open to questions, but we are 2 minutes over the deadline. Very quick question. If it needs longer answer, not today, next Wednesday.
Just a quick, I think it's like almost like what he was saying, like
No,
this,
that's very
when you're talking
expected.
about
Don't worry.
orphan, like society in general, right? Like people who come from well-off families, whose fathers have positions. I mean, I grew up in Pakistan, so in that society, this is very clear. Like people with rich families, rich backgrounds, they are treated very differently from the regular term that you use, orphans. And
Yeah.
people who are perceived to be from weak backgrounds, they're called.
Shall I remind you one point, the principle for our discussion?
Yes.
Never refer to anyone else, refer to yourself.
So like I'm just talking about my own personal thing. Let's say if my father, if he has a high position, I'm differently than when some girl who comes from a family which is not as strong. And so I feel that this also talks about that how people talk.
What is not aimed at within the teachings of the Quran, which is based on belief? What is so? Do it everything according to the requirements of the belief system presented to us in the Quran. Don't reduce it to secular concepts.
I'm talking about this verse.
Yeah.
I'm talking about this verse that I feel that that God is saying that people who are perceived to be weak or without somebody to protect
Excuse me.
that they cannot be treated.
No, we don't have much time. No. Do you think that it is the purpose of the Quran to teach you how to treat with orphans? Go to the atheistic societies run by atheistic people. They treat the orphans more than you do, I bet you. It is not the essence of belief. So what the Quran should aim at by using the word yatim? What is the difference between atheist's understanding of yatim and your understanding of yatim? I'm very excited about it because this traditional teaching killed the Quran. We have to be extremely careful. We have to be deep thinkers. You are intelligent people, educated people. There is no one here who has not been graduated from a university. You understand everything in your profession. When it comes to religion, you follow your granddad's understanding of religion, which is very local to Pakistani culture. Do you feel that urgent that we have to shut the?
I mean, like we can talk afterwards, but I just had.
Not afterwards today, next Wednesday.
Whatever.
Next Wednesday, come in time from the beginning.
I have,
Inshallah, if you can. If you cannot, okay. Thank you very much. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma 'allamtana. Innaka antal alimul hakim. Wa akhiru da'wahum.